Well, let's hit on what we were just saying about bringing the kids in, because I don't think many people, I don't see that talked about much online. And so that I think that'd be an interesting topic here. What are the things that you're doing right now to set your kids up or to educate them?
Yeah, so we actually have, of course, it's real estate because that's what I do all day, every day. Um, the note thing is a little bit tough to teach them because they have to really understand a little bit more. But bricks and mortar is pretty simple. They get the concept. Like my 17-year-old now is, he's coming out with me more. Last summer, I had to kidnap him. He got his license. So I got him a little card. I was like, hey, I want to pay you to be my driver. I need you to drive me around to these properties. And that was my way of tricking him to come out into the field and, see how I move and the things I do. And I was like, hey, I want you to record this. And he actually does a lot of the film work for me. And that's how I get him to come out to learn, by tricking him that way and saying, well, I hope you don't see the video, but by tricking him and say, hey, come out and make some money, and he's listening to the conversations that I'm having. He's looking at when I go and meet realtors and I'm putting deals on the contract, or if I'm, dealing with the wholesaler, how I'm negotiating, he's picking these things up. And I know it's working because now when he comes with me, he bring a pad. Yeah. And he start taking questions and he start asking notes. Last week was funny. He was like, hey, what's the difference between a B class and C class area? And why would you invest in a C plus class area where most of our portfolio is at versus an A class area? So we started going through that whole thing. So he's starting to learn. And then I saw a few books on my shelf over here missing on real estate. So I was like, okay. So he's picking up one. And my younger one, he's interested in real estate more than the older one. And he's 12. He's actually turned 12 in 2 days. And, I teach them about IRAs and setting up retirement accounts for the future. They both have Roth IRAs. My 12-year-old, when he was in the 4th grade, I set up a Roth for him a few years ago. And he was the only one in his class with a Roth IRA. Yeah. I think the teacher had one. And he was in there bragging, like, I just set up my Roth IRA and everything. So, these are the things that I'm teaching them, and just planting the seeds, not force feeding them, just planting the seeds. And what I would do earlier on is, if I had like rent checks come in or certain things come in, I'll kind of leave a few laying around. And what's that? Well, those are rent checks. This is how we got the income. Well, let me get half of that. It's like, well, this is how it works. You get this expenses and everything else. And I take out a sheet of paper and break it down and say, okay, we might have got this check for $1,200. But after it's all said and done, it's only $400 left, and the other $800 went here. So just basic stuff. That's how I teach them.
I always feel like there's a gap between teaching your kids something and the kids actually listening to the parents until they learn it on their own.